everyone, Lisa Gifford here with Martelli's, and today we're going to make a really fun project. We are going to make sort of like a recycled dog toy, and we're going to be doing that today with our small version of our bony pillow template. Okay, so a few things that you're going to need for this project. You're going to need our bony pillow template. This is the small version. You're going to need 3 pieces of fabric, and what I'm using today are fat ace. We don't need to have a whole fat quarter, so fat ace. You're going to need your rotary cutter. I'm using today the Martelli 28mm rotary cutter, which is perfect for going around our curves. And then we're going to go over a few other things that we're going to need. We're going to need polyfill. I like to fluff it up and make it all nice and fluffy and get out all the knots, so you're going to need a bag of some polyfill. And since we're making a dog toy, a lot of us may have gotten dog toys over the years and our dogs tear them up and we're left with a little squeaker. I think you can even purchase these squeakers. So we're going to use the squeaker that was in my dog's toy. And I'm going to add another element to it. I'm going to have a little bag or some crinkly plastic, and I'm going to put it also on one side so it adds some more dimension, add a little bit more noise for your pet. So these are the items that you're going to need for your project today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our bony template pulled out. Again, this is our small one. And here's my 3 fabrics that I've chose to make our dog toy. So you're going to take your fabric and you're going to be sure to press them nice and neat. And then you're going to go ahead and fold them in half. And I like to go ahead and just stack them up. So I'm going to stack them up so I have the folds all up against each other. Because when you're making this flat edge right here is going to be on your fold. So you're going to set it on the fold and you're going to see I'm going to cut all 3 of these pieces. So I'm going to be going through 6 layers of fabric at the same time. And I'm going to use our Martelli 28mm rotary cutter. I like to hold it like this and have a finger right here, and then I'm just going to work and cut this out. Just kind of follow around, and that's why the 28mm is so good, because it gets around this curve perfectly. Now you could do each one individual, but I like to do them all at the same time. Gets it done just a little bit quicker, and you know they're going to be all exact when you're finished. Now the next thing we're going to do is that we need to go ahead and open them up. And you've got 2 ways that you can use these. You can go ahead and take them to your iron and press them in half, and you don't need to have the full press. You just need to have a point here and a point here. But to save a little bit of time on that, I'm just going to do a finger press where I've placed them, folded them in half, and I'm going to take a little marking pencil and I'm going to mark right there on that point on all 3 of them. So again, you needed to take each one of your pieces, fold them in half. You can do a finger press or you can press them with an iron, and you're going to put a mark at each fold on each piece on each end. That's important because that's what we're going to use for lining it up so that we can do our sewing. You're going to take one of your pieces and you're going to go ahead and place it right sides together. You're going to take it to your sewing machine and you're going to sew starting at that point all the way around. I need for you to leave a 2-inch space, at least 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches. You're going to back tack, go about 2.5 inches, back tack, go all the way around, and again, stop at the mark that you have made. Then when you've got that sewn, you're going to fold it back. You're going to take your next piece, you're going to lay it down right here, match up that point. You're going to bring your needle down to do your sewing 1/4 inch, starting right here at your line, and go ahead and sew all the way around to this point. And then at that point, you should have it, then you'll have your last one that you're going to sew, and sew it all the way around. Then all 3 pieces will be all put together. So we'll go ahead and go to the sewing machine, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Well, hello everyone, we're back at our sewing machine now, and we're going to go ahead and sew 1/4 inch. Again, here's that line, and I'm going to lower my needle right there on that line that we had marked previously. We're going to start our sewing. We're going to back tack just a couple of stitches, make it nice and secure. Remember, this is for your pet, and it's going to have some wear and tear. So you want to be able to have a good back tack. You want to have a good tight stitch. Now, when I go around my first curve, this is where I find is the best spot to leave my opening so that we can stuff it with our stuffing. So I'm going to go ahead and backpack, and I'm going to do a couple of them there. Got my thread. Then I'm going to move it down about 2.5 inches or so. Just know you got to have it big enough for your stuffing, but also to get your little dog toy in there, your little squeaker toy. Back tack a couple of times, and then just continue following all the way around. I'm going to stop when I get to my mark, because that's my halfway point, and I'm going to back tack. Okay, so then you're going to take your piece and you're going to go ahead and open it up. You're going to take your next piece and you're going to lay it down and match up that line right there on the seam where you had done your back tacking. Now you can pin this if you want, but it's a pretty small project, so it's really easy to do this without doing any pinning. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop my presser foot and lower my needle down right there on that line that we had drawn on that third piece. Again, do a back tack. And then go all the way around, this time without stopping. We don't have to leave an opening. We've already done that. Keep my edges lined up. We're coming over to that other point. Making sure my point is lined up right there at that seam. Getting to that mark, and then we're going to back tack. That leaves us with our last seam. So you're just going to kind of fold it back, line up your edges, raw edges. Where your mark is at, again, drop your foot and lower your needle right there on that line. Move just a little bit. And go ahead and do the same thing. Quick back tack, and then go all the way around. Coming up to that point and back tack. It's okay if you go over it just a stitch or so. It's going to add some interest to the end of the bony pillow. Right, we're going to go ahead and start stuffing. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and flip it out. This is one I had done earlier. So you're just going to reach in there and you're going to go ahead and pull it all the way out. Kind of give it a little pop. Maybe that helps get it out a little quicker. So this is the one I had done a little bit earlier today, and I have a dog theme with it. You could use any fabric that you want, even if you wanted to use maybe a heavier fabric like a canvas or something. And you're just going to I just kind of roll all these out. They'll all push out when you get your stuffing going in there. So here's my little squeaker toy that I recycled from a toy that had gotten destroyed. And then here's my little plastic, my little crinkly plastic. So finding my opening, I'm going to go ahead and get my plastic in there. I'm kind of wanting it in the middle. Now I'm not going to put my squeaker toy in until I get a little bit of stuffing in, because I want this stuffing all around the plastic and around the squeaker toy. So here's what I was talking about with the polyfill. I like to break up all the little lumps so that it's not real lumpy, and it's more puffy, and it's not lumpy when you're in there working it. So I'm going to go ahead and work on getting this all stuffed, and we'll be back with you in a few minutes to finish it up. Okay, so we got it all stuffed, and I've got the squeaky toy stuffed in on this end, and I kind of make sure that I have the polyfill kind of wrapping around it on this end, so it's not the plastic is up against the edges, but it's actually the soft polyfill. And on this end, I've got the little bit of the crinky of the blag, so you can kind of feel it, and I also got the polyfill going around it. I didn't overstuff it. It's nice and comfortable. So now the last step that you have to do is to just close this seam here. So this is where a good old-fashioned needle and thread works. And you're just going to, I know a lot of people have some real fancy ways where they can hide their stitches. I just do a quick whip stitch, and I just kind of pull it together. And I'm just whipping it closed. I like to double thread, so I have a little bit of a stronger thread here. And here she is, all finished. Nice little recycled toy for your pet. Again, you can get these through Martelli. This is our small bony template. We also have a large one, which makes a great pillow. You can get them online at Martelli, or you can come see us at our store there on 3613 North Palafox. Hope you enjoy your new toy for your pets. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.